Hello, everybody. I'm Darren Cooper, local sports columnist on NorthJersey.com, joined by colleague Greg Tartaglia. Welcome to Lyndhurst High School in the 2022 Bergen County Football All-Star Game. We're so glad you're joining us here on NorthJersey.com. It is sure to be an emotional night for a lot of these players, Greg, and that's like the first thing they need to do is manage these emotions. Last time for a lot of them playing football today.
And I think you were at the last game that last time they played this game in 2019. The emotions got a little bit out of hand, but there's also some added emotions here at the beginning. They've dedicated the game to late Ramapo coach Drew Gibbs. Of course, passed away in November, right before the sectional final against Northern Highlands, and Northern Highlands went on to win. But certainly, just so many stories that have come out of this last football season, we'll kind of get to relive again today.
Oh, yeah, we will tell some old stories. Let's tell some old stories here tonight. This, as Greg said, this is the first Bergen County All-Star game since 2019. It was actually won by the South, 14-3 game. Ended a couple minutes early as tempers flared a little bit. We hope nothing like that happens tonight. Kickoff in just a few minutes. The captains are meeting at middle of the field. This is the 22nd Bergen County All-Star game, but we've kind of had some starts and stops over the years. We were with Coach Mike Miele before the game. He was telling us about 1979, first game in 1979, so it's kind of been off and on. We will have some special rules here tonight. There won't be any kickoffs. The ball will be put down at the 25-yard line. Punts and field goals will be live, but you can't run back a punt. Again, this is like a safety mechanism. And all time, the North leads the series 18-3. We expect that is the South in the red and the North in blue as they are finishing up with the coin toss. Looks like the South has gotten the ball. We're looking forward to telling you about some of the players who played in this game tonight. And we're happy we're up in the press box and not out in the sun.
Yes, it's cool in here. We have a fan. We also have a very nice air-conditioned field house back there where we got to speak with some of the coaches. So rest assured, we will bring you the coolest commentary possible.
But this is sure to be a good crowd. A lot of these families want to see their sons play for the last time. And we're delighted to be able to bring you all the action here on NorthJersey.com. Russell Pigg gets the start at quarterback for the blue team. That is the North. Lines up in the shotgun. Where's he from, Mr. Tartaglia?
He's from the lovely borough of Midland Park, New Jersey. Played for the Waldwick Midland Park Warriors.
Pigg rolls to his right. Short pass out on the flat. Complete to Kyle Bratcher out of Park Ridge. Bratcher turns upfield. Has a first down and a gain of 14. We don't want to give too much away, but one of the things North coach Mike Miele told us a little bit was they want to throw the ball tonight, and we saw that on the very first play. Pick up a 14 for the North.
And small school to small school, Russell Pigg from Waldwick Midland Park. Kyle Bratcher helped Park Ridge get to the NJIC final and win a sectional title as a receiver.
Officially, we'll call it a gain of 15. First and 10 for the North on their own 40-yard line. We'll do our best to tell you all the lineups and players as we can. Pigg's going to start out behind center. On this play, 4 wide receivers. Pietropolo goes in motion. He's from Indian Hills. Fullback dive right up the middle. And he gets a good push from the offensive line. And that is a gain of about 5.
Yeah, I saw the offensive lineman, but I did not see who had the ball. I know here comes Charlie Amatrula. He was a quarterback at Old Japan, but they were actually using a lot more running back this past season.
One thing you will notice when you see the South has a much bigger team this year, just kind of the way things worked out with the nomination process. South has about 40 kids here tonight. The North has about 25. So we'll see if that's an issue going forward in this heat.
Yeah, a couple of North players may even end up playing two ways tonight.
I formation for the North, 2nd down and 6 from their own 44. I believe that's Miller Singh in the backfield. He's got the ball going to the right side, close to a first down. It's Devin Miller Singh, the running back, number 9 out of St. Joe's.
And there you have it. He's on the roster as a defensive back, but helping out wherever you need. If you look at the blue jerseys versus the red jerseys, it's almost like watching a Group 1 school against a Group 2, maybe 3 school.
Miller Singh was part of a very talented St. Joe's team. And it'll bring up third and about a half yard right here. Again, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Darren Cooper. That's Greg Tartaglia. This is NorthJersey.com. We're bringing you live coverage of the Bergen County 2022 All-Star Game. Clock shows 9:50 and counting here in the first quarter. First possession of the game, no score. North team with the ball. Anthony Raimundo is our center from Old Tapan. A little slow coming out of the huddle here. Some confusion here for the North. Let's see if they're going to have to use a timeout. They've used a lot of, and yes, there you go, as Mike Mielo will call a timeout. So the North takes its first timeout with 9:28 left in the game. But so far, the North has had the ball for 4 plays, looking at 3rd and 1. Mielo, of course, had an amazing coaching career everywhere and anywhere.
Yeah, well, two
Hackensack and
different
Ramapo.
high schools,
Yep.
and he had 2 different stints at each of them. If you count his high school wins, it's 189. And if you count his college wins, because he also coached at William Patterson, 208 all time. So he's been around and very closely connected with the Ramapo program as well. So he was the guy that Drew Gibbs actually succeeded, because Mielo ended up going to Rutgers in 2000,
Correct.
2001. So a little, I think, fitting that he's the coach of the North team today.
I'm sure that had something to do with his decision on whether to coach tonight. Of course, Mr. Mielo also friends with that Shiano fellow down at Rutgers. Believe that they two know each other very well. It looks like the North has got.
Wyckoff or something like that?
I think so. Yes. Bergen County runs New Jersey. You know that, right?
This
Greg?
is true.
3rd and a short one. I think a quarterback sneak is coming, and there it is. As Pig just sneaks right behind his big center, Raimundo. See, I'm glad I called him out in the play before. A gain of about 4. They'll put the ball in South territory at the 47-yard line. The South is in the red jerseys. The North is in blue.
Pig did score on a couple of quarterback sneaks. He had 4 touchdowns for the Warriors this year as they won the NJIC Colonial Division.
I was going to say, Walwick William Park likes to run the ball. A little wing tee, right?
Yep.
Little wing
I
tee.
don't know that we'll see that today, but Russell is familiar with it.
He definitely is. Miller Singh in the gold helmet in the backfield. Again, going over the formation. Kyle Bratcher splits out wide to the left. Little offset eye. Pig. Play action fake. Nowhere to go. Running to his right, and he will get a couple of yards. He is chased out of bounds there. Looked like George Casper out of Beckton chased him out of bounds after a gain of about 1.
And we've finally been able to identify the offensive line. You always want to give some props.
Hit me,
to
Greg.
them.
What do you got? What do you
They've
got?
been good so far, and they had that push for the quarterback sneak on the first down. Left tackle, we got Winfred Zandu from Hackensack.
Correct.
Left guard is one of Pig's high school teammates, Braden Holm from Midland Park. The center is Anthony Raimundo from Old Tapan. At right guard, you have Richard Martinez, number 50, out of Ridgefield Park. And the right tackle is Nick Pro from Bergenfield, but he wears number 8 as his defensive end position, so I'm not sure how they're working that. If he has to report eligible, ineligible, however they do it.
We're letting things slide a little bit
I
here.
figured, all-star.
I got you. All right, Amatrula now is in the backfield at tailback. Little like double wing set. Miller Singh goes in motion, pitched to him. Following an Amatrula block, Singh then cuts it inside. Look at Amatrula, usually the quarterback for Old Tapan. Throwing lead on the power sweep there. Justin Wexler from Hasbrook Heights with the stop.
Actually,
Real good player at Hasbrook
I
Heights.
didn't get a chance to see the Golden Knights this year. I saw their season finale against Northern Highlands at the end of the COVID season. And then this past year, Amatrula, at the stats we have, he only threw 2 passes, completed both of them, but he ran 80 times for 488 yards. So I guess Old Tapan had a couple different needs. And we know that Brian Dunn can and will move players, and he likes to have those versatile types on whatever team he coaches.
3rd and 5 for the North team at the South 42. Miller Singh to the right of Pig. 4 wide. Snap. Play action fake. Pass out in the flat to Andrew Medina. Medina cuts up. He's got some room. And he picks up the first down. Nice little play there with like a bubble screen into the right flat. Gain of about 10, 11, maybe even 12. And they'll mark it at the 31.
Medina played quarterback last season for New Milford, threw for 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns, but he did have one catch. Went for a 72-yard touchdown. He almost made it 2 for 2 there. Or he could have made it 2 for 2. There were a lot of defenders. Give them some credit too.
We're approaching 7:20 on the clock here in the first quarter on a hot night in Lyndhurst. The 2022 Bergen County Football All-Star Game. Thank you so much for joining us on NorthJersey.com. So proud we're able to deliver this game for you tonight. Again, it's Pig behind, under center, Amatrula in the backfield at the top of the I formation. Another double wing set. JT Miles in motion. Handoff up the middle to Amatrula on a little draw play. And he has a nice gain. The offensive line for the North done a pretty good job so far, Greg.
And if we can actually do some legit football analysis, I got to think with a small roster, the North kind of likes this pace. Keep the offensive line from wearing down. And some of them, like Pro, may have to play both ways.
I was even thinking at some point, obviously it's an all-star game, and they want everybody to play. So if you only have 2 quarterbacks per se, it almost like helps them get in the flow a little bit better, right? I mean, we're trying to spin this, right? It's about,
based on roster size, we think, hey, maybe the South comes up with another win this year, but I don't know. The North
off to a good start. Off to a good start.
Yeah.
2nd and 4 for the North at the South 26-yard line. Pig under center. Miller Singh dots the I. Amatrula offset fullback. Miller Singh breaks a tackle in the backfield. Who had that penetration there? Leo Lopez at a Lodi had Miller Singh for a loss, but he was able to shake free and close to a first down. Maverick, they will mark it a first down as the ball is inside the 22. First down and 10 for the North.
You may have to check that. I'm looking at the fellow with the stick, and he's standing about a yard short over there with the referee. So maybe the chains are on because the start of the chains is at the 31.
Well,
so wouldn't the 21 be a first down?
We'll call it 3rd and 1. We've made our first mistake, but that'll be our only mistake of the night.
Of course.
Yeah.
We want to stay positive.
I'm guessing Pig on a quarterback sneak. What do you think?
It's been done before.
It's been done. 3rd and 1.
But then again,
for the North,
can do a quarterback sneak from the fullback position.
He could. Miller Singh again the I. Oh, it's definitely quarterback sneak. And there it is. Pig goes right behind his big center. He was thrown big time down on the ground. A little ragdoll action. I think that's Lathan Morse from Leonia who swung him around. And Pig slow to get up. They can't lose him. As a matter of fact, there's a flag. Is that a flag on the field?
Yes,
I believe there is.
Right in the middle of the pile.
Might be a little unnecessary roughness. I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Greg and I were hiding in the locker room because it was much cooler in there. And the biggest player on both sides of the ball is Lathan Morse from Leonia, who made that tackle. But he is, I believe, whistled for a little bit too much roughness. And it'll give the North a first down. I believe the North was going to call a timeout here to talk things over. Actually, it might actually be. Now, I'm fortunate enough to have been able to cover games all over the country, just like Mr. Tartaglia has. And they have heat breaks when we go to Florida. I mean, when it gets hot, they will almost have a mandatory timeout at 4 minutes for players to get water. That might be what we're seeing here. This is the first possession of the game. Even though the scoreboard says North 2, South nothing, I don't know what that means. It's nothing, trust me. 4:37 left in the first quarter. I believe Mr. Teal will take care of the scoreboard for us. First down and 10 for the North at the 10. And, a really crisp opening drive for the North.
And exactly what they wanted, too. The time of possession, they've had the ball the entire time. So this is going on 7 minutes and 23 seconds right now. And honestly, yes, they've practiced a couple times in the last few weeks, but until you really, we see it in games sometimes, every once in a while we get an August game to start the high school football season here in Jersey, but you're right, with the breaks and the heat and everything that's happened over the years with hydration, they want that to happen, especially since we're not in the flow of the season.
Hold on, you just reminded me. The 2022 high school football season in New Jersey will have a different ending than it ever has before in 91 years. Why is that, Mr. Tartaglia?
Could it be? Have our dreams come true?
Our dreams will come true. We will have
actual state champions?
Real group state champions in New Jersey high school football in 2022. And Darren Cooper can finally retire the sentence. New York and New Jersey are the only two states in America that don't crown true football state champions, because we will have group state champions in New Jersey. One less regular season game, just 8 regular season games, so that teams can play so 32 teams will make the playoffs in all 5 groups, and they will have a Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, Group 4, Group 5 state champs. So, Greg, who's going to win Group 4?
Let's go with Clifton Group 4.
Group 5? They're 5. Good.
I just came off a baseball season, so the groups are, slight tweaks.
All right, we got Amatrula in the pistol. He takes the snap, runs to the right, and there's not a lot of running room there. Who is that getting up off the pile for the South? That looks like Jaden Nelson again from Esbrook Heights. I hope Pig isn't hurt.
He is over on the sideline with the trainer. Again, we don't have a sideline reporter, so the best we can do is kind of squint and see, but his helmet's off, jersey still on, talking things over.
So a short gain, probably no gain there for Amateur. We'll have to see how that impacts the North offense, as Russell Pig is on the bench now.
The impact could be that's why they're slowing it down even more. They're taking as much time as they can in between plays.
Keenan checks into the game. He's from Dwight Morrow. He's in number 24. He'll be the offset. He'll be to Amatrula's right. Miller Singh to his left. I think a little buck sweep is coming right now. Amatrula in the shotgun. Look at that play. Buck sweep. Miller Singh all the way inside the 1. Touchdown. Put those hands up. Devin Miller Singh goes 9 yards around the right side, and the North takes a 6-0 lead with 3:12 left in the first quarter.
And a great block from Dwight Morrow's Keenan Cheek, who actually played a bit of quarterback, or at least had a bunch of passes last year, as Dwight Morrow was kind of looking through someone for that position now. No kickers listed on the roster. We do have one punter for the South, but it looks as though this won't be a kicking an extra point situation, and we'll be going for conversions.
Good start to the game for the North, as they take the ball and march 75 yards. And we didn't chart plays. What do you think, 11 plays? About 11, 12 plays, Greg?
Did not, but we know it took almost 9 minutes off the clock.
9 minutes off the clock.
9 minutes and 48 seconds.
North will go for 2. Amatrula in the shotgun. Same play, opposite side. Miller Singh gets the seal block, and he's in. And I'm going to call out Pierce Kelly right away with a great block, number 43. When you watch this replay, Pierce Kelly sealed the edge, and the North takes an 8-0 lead. 3:12 left here in the first quarter. There won't be a kickoff. They'll just put the ball down live, just so you know. One thing we didn't note in our pregame talk about the rules, the defense is limited with some of the blitzing packages and their fronts that they can put up. It's kind of a vanilla style defense. But the execution by the North there was really on point, Greg.
But we were talking about it a bit in the pregame, is that maybe the timing of the passes, you've only had so many practices between quarterback and receiver, but the running plays really look like they're in a flow, and they got those down. So North's smart play, and honestly, with a small roster, it's also a smart drive.
All right, now it's the South's first time with the ball. And the man who played here plenty of times before, Johnny Lembo, is the quarterback. And Lembo rolls to his right. Throws, pass is caught. Sliding grab made by Colin Casanelli from Wallington. Looks like a gain of about 10. And a first down. Oh, no. What no play-by-play man wants to see, a hurry-up offense. Lembo back in the shotgun. Ricky Rainey goes across the formation from
Gotta
left
get the
to
North
right.
back on the ball.
4 wide receivers for the South. Handoff up the middle. That's Joey Nudo from Saddlebrook. Nudo. Oh, no. Got a little. There's a little altercation on the South bench. Flags fly. Now that's 1. Gain of 3 for Nudo, but let's check out what the flag is. I'm going to bet offsetting penalties, but let's wait and see. Personal foul on the North is the call. That'll cost them 15 yards, and that'll put the ball all the way into North territory at the 48-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the South. Yes, this will be a pro-South crowd because of the Lyndhurst connection. We are in South Bergen County. And if Mr. McConville were here, he would tell me that they marked off the penalty 16 yards, but that's okay.
You know what? We're going to probably keep saying this over and over again today. It's an all-star game. That may happen.
All right, in the shotgun is Lembo. Ooh, a little zone read. He keeps, breaks 1 tackle, tries to break through another, but that's Will Foote with the tackle after about a 3-yard gain.
Number 6, Will Foote on the left of
And the ball is marked down at the 43. We're approaching the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. I'm Darren Cooper along with Greg Tartaglia. You're watching the Bergen County All-Star Game on NorthJersey.com. So glad you stopped by. And
Johnny Lembo's been the quarterback of this Lyndhurst team for a few seasons now. Of course, a couple seasons ago when they won that sectional title, he had a running back we actually ran into in the pregame. What was his name?
The Bear,
The
Peter
Bear?
Peter Partilla. Lembo back to pass, little bubble screen. Ooh, a big hit over there. Let's get that number. Number 17 laying the wood. Kyle Bratcher of Park Ridge with a big stick.
Mentioned what a good receiver Bratcher is, but yes.
Baseball player too, right?
Baseball player and at a small school, playing both sides of the ball, and he looked like a defender on that play.
That'll bring up 3rd and a long 1 for the South at the North 38-yard line. We got any bowlers playing tonight?
Who?
We got any bowlers tonight?
I looked.
You
I
looked?
have not seen
You did not
any,
see a bowler?
I'm sure there's a connection somewhere
I'm
with
sure.
someone, but no, I don't think any actual bowlers are on the field tonight.
All right, 3rd and 1. Let's see what the South does. They're going to go 4 wide. Ooh, and Lembo rolls out. He's pursued. He is sacked. Number 56, Danny Chandra from Beckton. Ooh, they know how to play defense in Beckton.
Jason O'Hagan of Bergen Tech.
Oh, check that. That was Jason O'Hagan. I got my red and blue confused. Jason O'Hagan with the big stop.
You think they would make the jerseys more contrasting colors?
Oh, stop. Interesting play call there on 3rd and 1. And now the South will have to punt as we approach 10 seconds left in a very fast first quarter here at Lyndhurst.
And the South, the one of the two teams that actually has a punter listed, this is Iker Buzis, 5'9". Is that right?
Punch will not be live.
He is a lineman.
He is supposed to catch it, though. And holy smoke, that's the greatest punt. Oh, it just touches the goal line.
I thought that went out of bounds.
That was a delight. I guess that's what you can do when you don't get rushed. All right, so we will flip around to the other side of the field. We go to the second quarter with the North leading the South 8-0. You're watching the Bergen County All-Star Game on NorthJersey.com. And Greg, 1 period, 1 quarter, 1 possession each, 1 touchdown.
That's a nice efficient game.
And 1 altercation.
I would think that's about par for the course.
I would think it's
the last time they played was what, 14-3?
Yeah. Last game was 14-3.
The North playing like a team with a small roster, grinding it out, taking their time. And the South, bigger roster, more to play with, doing the hurry up, doing some things. But
we could
I think the biggest contrast, I guess, the point at which you look at both teams and how the game's going for them. 3rd and 1. Every time the North did a quarterback sneak, got it, kept on matriculating down the ball down the field, I believe is the old phrase. The North, more heavy passing. They get the 3rd and 1. They line up with the 4 wide and end up with a sack. So
The refs are actually going to spot the ball where the punt landed first. So the ball's at the 10. So that means the North will have to go 90 yards. And we are regaled by the sounds, I bet, of the Lyndhurst band. On tape, though, not here in person. But I want you to know,
I
Greg.
did have to look around.
I did. I got to cover. I covered a flag football game here earlier this year. And by the way, there really is talk. You know what's coming next, right, Greg? Mr. Flag Football.
Yeah, NJSA sanctioning or
Girls Flag Football All-Star Game.
okay,
telling
yes, that would make sense.
We're going to do it. We're going to have a girls Bergen County All-Star Flag Football Game. Sounds good, right, Hank? Yeah, Hank Teal gives his thumbs up.
Can you do that and leave out Hawthorne, who made the state final?
Hank has volunteered to ref the game. He just told us. But flag football, second year in New Jersey. I got to cover the final the first year. You got to do it this year. And everybody who sees it says the same thing. It's just fun. It's just fun. The girls are good, and it's fun.
It is, and the best athletes stand out. I mean, the story of the day, Hawthorne lost to Irvington, but Brianna Andreoli, had a sectional track meet in the morning, wins a couple of championships tonight after setting a couple of school records. She comes down to the Jets complex in Florham Park, runs for a 60 or 61-yard touchdown. She had a 60-yard run in the semifinals, and then I think she had a 50 or 60-yarder in the final. Again, Irvington winning after losing in the final last year. Who knows? I know Brianna's graduating, but maybe Hawthorne, they were the class of the NJIC this year in girls flag football. Maybe they come back and win all next year.
We're missing the chance at NorthJersey.com cross-promotion. What's Tuesday night?
Tuesday night's the North Jersey Sports Award.
You think Brianna Andreoli will be there?
She might be.
She might be there. All right, back to
only
action.
go to 3 sports.
Amatrula in the shotgun. Hands the ball off
Number 24,
to Keenan Cheek from Dwight Morrow. He gets a short gain. Geez, looks like Russell Pigg is probably, he's trying to put his helmet back on over there, number 11.
No gain on the
They will say no gain for Cheek. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
for the North All-Stars.
North in the blue, South in the red. We are live here at Lyndhurst High School. Darren Cooper and Greg Tartaglia here in a relatively cool. It's really not that bad in the shade, but it's hot.
With the sun going
But
down.
it's hot. It is hot. Amatrula in the shotgun, running backs to either side. Miller Singh, number 9, Cheek, 24. 2 wide receivers. Amatrula back to pass. Got the tight end. Oh, he's throwing the wheel. Almost picked off. Will Foote. No, trick that. Doug Russell had a real chance at an interception. And okay, so now.
Maybe that was too easy for Doug Russell.
Now hold on there, because I know why he's saying that. Because like in my little broadcast notes, of course, Doug Russell is forever famous in Bergen County and NJIC history for making a sensational catch in the NJIC championship game.
We were both there.
We were both there, the 27-20 win for Rutherford. So, Doug, you'll always have that one. We will forget this one. Go get another one. You'll always have that one.
Well, that's why I'm saying it was too easy. The catch where he had to lay out, there was wind and rain. This is a nice day. It gets in your head. You really want to be in the moment and just kind of, let your body react.
It really was one of the best catches I'd ever seen.
It was fantastic.
I mean, just for
And it was a turning point of the game.
It was a turning point of the game, and just the fact when it came during the game. All right, this game is 3rd and 10. Amatrula hands off to Miller Singh off the left side. Ooh, everybody's yelling for a hold. And Miller Singh gets a good gain. He actually gets the first down, ends up in the middle of the south bench. But they are going to call. They are going to call a flag, holding. I didn't see it, but
It's tough sometimes because you go around the end like that, and
sure, it's a very long block.
You make that seal block.
It's a very long block. The refs will mark it half the distance from the spot. It'll bring up 3rd and 14 for the North. North leads 7-0. We are under 11 minutes in the first half. 2022 Bergen County Football All-Star Game here at Lyndhurst High School. The North took the opening possession and drove 75 yards with Miller Singh scoring on a 10-yard run, but they may have lost quarterback Russell Pigg to an injury. He has not played since, which means it's Charlie Amatrula's ball, the senior out of Old Tappan.
I do see Pig over on the sideline, doesn't even have his helmet, which means maybe they had to take it just so wouldn't be tempted to go back in the game.
Amatrula has a word with Miller Singh in the pistol. And it's a draw play. Miller Singh up the middle, and he is tackled in the backfield by Lathan Morse, who I said earlier in the game was the biggest player I saw out there.
Yeah, you got him listed at 6'5", 285.
That's big.
He's on the line along with Tommy Lee Minaya, who actually wasn't on the roster I got at the beginning of the day. I got here and find out, he's playing after all. The standout from Bergen, who was part of their amazing season in 2020 when they won the NJIC, and of course came back as a senior this year.
Gave up 13 points. That was a heck of a record.
12.
12? Was it 12?
It was 12, oh yeah.
12.
And they were all scored by one man.
Jace Parrington is back to punt for the North. Again, punts are not live. This ball kind of hangs up there and touches down around the 23, so I am obliged by all play-by-play announcer rules to say good starting field position for the South.
And the man who was back there, number 80, Hunter Freshy, was one of North Jersey's leading tacklers, but he's on the roster for the South today from Hasbrook Heights as a running back and punt return.
Looks like a new quarterback checking into the game for the South on this possession. Looks like it's Billy Ritchie out of Wallington, number 14.
Quarterback for the Red All-Stars, number 14, Billy Ritchie of Wallington High School.
Joey Nudo to his left. Twins to the right. Now Nudo shifts over to the right side. Ritchie can sling it, ladies and gentlemen. Ritchie back to pass. Big rush. Throws over the middle. Just over the head. That's Pierce Kelly bringing the heat from the blind side, number 43 for the North.
Alex Tomalo went down there in the end zone, and I got to give Ritchie credit. He really hung in there like, I don't know if he could sense the hit was coming because it was from his blind side, but man, he hung in and threw a great ball. Actually, 1,937 passing yards last year, was top 5 in North Jersey.
From the North 24-yard line.
2nd and 10 now for the South. Nudo again, the single setback. Twins to the left, twins to the right. Ritchie in the gun. Clap snap. Almost had a little trouble with the exchange there to Nudo, but he's able to give it off. And Nudo probably has a gain of about 3. I believe it was Kelly again with the tackle. No, they'll credit Richard Martinez with the stop. Might have tripped him up after a short gain of about 1. 3rd and 9 for the South.
So they're nearing field goal range, and I know there was a field goal kick in the last time they played the All-Star game, but no kickers on the roster today. I guess you have to be nominated by your coach to get in the game, and maybe we didn't have any kicker nominations this year.
Ritchie again in the gun. Same formation. Nudo to his left. Let's see if Kelly, tried to draw him off sides. And the clap snap. And what do we got? Delay a game? No, a timeout, I think, called by the South team.
Timeout, South All-Stars.
That is Becton coach, whose name just leapt from my mind.
Jack Marr.
Jack Marr in
Who
the middle of that huddle.
The team that almost went the entire season without giving up a point.
Correct. So that's Jack Marr in the huddle, talking things over with the South team. On the far side, the blue team is huddled up. I believe that's Danny Morangi, head coach of St. Joe's. He was defensive coordinator for a long time at, I believe it was Don Bosco, right? I think he had a little bit of success there.
I mean, that's probably had something to do with him getting the job at St. Joe's.
I believe so.
Those teams seem to know each other very well, don't they?
They do. Best of friends, too. Best of friends. Best of friends.
just looking at our program, there are some head coaches that are being assistants tonight for the South. Charlie Trentacosti, of course, stepped down as Woodridge coach, but he's got Lyndhurst Rich Tuero on there. He's got his
No.
successor,
Now
Joe
remember,
Petrona.
Turo yelled at us that we had to say nice things about him during the broadcast.
Yeah, I said he's a Lyndhurst coach, and Lyndhurst always has a great team.
Yeah.
And he's also the Lyndhurst flag football coach. See, it all ties together.
And track coach. He still owes me Cuban food, though. Telling you, Richie. All right, trips to the left. Richie in the gun. I think they're going to go post pattern again here. Richie drops back. Wheel route. And just overthrown. Trying to connect with his class teammate, Colin Casanelli. Good coverage over there, actually. That was Devin Miller-Singh playing defensive back.
Billy Ritchie really hanging in there. This time it was Richard Martinez again bringing the heat. And I got to tell you, I don't know if Billy Ritchie's playing in college, but it looks like a quarterback to me.
Charlie Vellis Jr., the Wallington head coach. But breaking news, Mr. Tartaglia, is Mr. Vellis has been promoted to athletic director, and Wallington needs a new football coach right now. We have 2 openings in Bergen County right now.
And a new softball coach, if I'm not
and
mistaken.
a new softball. It is true.
One softball game I got to see this year.
Breaking news, Vellis Jr. promoted, and good for Charlie, one of my favorite people. All right, 4th down and 9. No reason to kick a field goal here, Greg. Go for it. Oh, see, they draw him off sides? No. Aquino goes in motion. Richie, the wheel route in the end zone. Good coverage and incomplete. I believe it was knocked away by Parrington.
Parrington
nice
and Branch
play.
were both down there.
And Brad, you're right, coming over from safety spot. So the North makes a defensive stand, and they will take over on downs at their own 23-yard line with 7:48 to go here in the first half.
And you've been calling some of the plays that they're going to run. That was a pretty easy one to think of ahead of time because the cliche, it's like a punt. You throw it up there, it's either taken away by the other team and they're going to get it anyway, or you get a touchdown. It was almost a great grab, but good defensive double team there.
Let's see who comes and plays quarterback for the North here. Is that Medina? That is Medina.
Yeah, he was listed as a receiver coming in.
Andrew
on the roster,
Medina out of New Milford.
Yep, threw for 1,000 yards for the Knights last year. Also ran for 340. So let's see what they do.
I have a feeling this is quarterback power.
Well, when you have 2 quarterbacks in the backfield,
I think
right
this is
next
going
to
to be.
each other, you can do some
Amatrula
things.
do it. Nah,
Yes.
I'm saying quarterback power all the way. Medina in the gun. Parrington goes in motion. And it's a pass. And he is chased down from behind. Number 99.
Tommy Lee Minaya.
Tommy Lee Minaya. Tracks down
He did
Medina.
that a lot for Becton.
Tommy Lee Minaya is an outstanding athlete. I had the pleasure of covering a couple of his games, and then during the COVID football year, too, he was part of that great defense. So it's a loss for the North of a couple. They'll spot the ball at the 20. Second down and 13.
Second down and 13 for the North All-Stars.
The clock ticking with 7:10 to go here in the second quarter. North leads 8-0. They took the ball right down the field in the first drive and scored. 10-yard touchdown run by Devin Miller-Singh.
I don't have Minaya's stats from 2020, but I can tell you for 2021, he led North Jersey in sacks. Not surprising, 19.
Medina now under center. 4 wide receivers again. Amatrula dots the I. Parrington in motion. A little give to Amatrula up the middle, and he's got some room. Takes a shot for number 29, Mark Morales of Elmwood Park, but not before a first down for Amatrula. Gain of 13. You know, the best thing about this game is every play, there's a kid who has a successful moment or like something that brings back memories for him. Mark Morales may not have another hit in this game, but he's got that one, you know, and somewhere his family's watching this. Hopefully they're watching us or they're watching us again. Yep. And he'll always have that kind of moment. Hey, remember that time in the All-Star game?
And it's nice for him. He and his Elmwood Park teammate, actually Roy DeServo was kind of close to that play. He's number 44. But again, sometimes they like to switch up helmets, switch helmet stickers, so you got to go with the numbers.
Medina in the shotgun. Handoff behind the line. That is Miller Singh. He has to fight his way up for a couple of yards. Good penetration in the backfield. I missed who. It might have been Manaya again. I'm not 100% sure. But a gain of 3. Second down and 7.
Manai is out there. Lathan Morse getting a breather. He was the other big lineman from Leonia. And of course, he plays for Powell Park, Leonia. I find it, I don't know, ironic, interesting. We have 4 players, I think, here from the football co-ops, and they're both from the, quote, second team. Like we have 2 Leonia players, 2 Midland Park players, even though Waldwick and Powell Park are kind of the lead teams in those arrangements.
In the state of New Jersey, the first team is called the Lead Educational Institution, or Lead, so they get to go first. Medina in the backfield. Know way too much about co-ops, Greg. Don't we? We know.
Yes,
we know way too much.
Your name. It's
Oh,
in your name.
there's a pass over the middle, just overthrown. It hung up a little bit. Looking for Nicholas Aponte over the middle from Fairlawn. But again, that was Mark Morales kind of coming over at the right time. The pass hung up just a hair.
So now they can say, remember those 2 plays
There
you
you
made in that
go.
All-Star game.
All right, Mark Morales for MVP. I'm calling it right now.
And actually, Elmwood Park, they got into that NJIC Union Division last year. Really helped them out. They made the Final 4 of that division. I want to say they lost to Saddlebrook or Pagoda.
I do not remember.
I have the
Greg,
internet-
but Greg is now
I
going
have
to look
the
it up.
internet right here.
But
Gotta
Greg
look it
is now going to look it up because he has to know every fact. Third down and 7 for the North. Medina in the shotgun. Andrew Pietropolo from Indian Hills, spread out wide to the right. Good player from Indian Hills. Medina rolls left, stops, throws, intercepted! Number 23, Bobby Colinari from Beckton with the pick. And rolls out of bounds, no return. And now he has his big moment for the South defense. Gets a nice round of applause.
I mean, he made 24 catches as a receiver for the Wildcats last season. And what's one more playing on defense? And it certainly gives them a shot of, I don't know, morale,
Momentum,
spirit, whatever you want.
Little
It's a
momentum
momentum.
swing, sure.
Down 8-0.
But just kind of basically like a flood pattern, right? They were, roll to the left, flood the zone. Colinari was able to read the play and make a nice play on the ball. So now let's see what the South can do with it. 1st and 10. They have 4:42 to work with. And I believe Donovan Salters is in at quarterback for the South. A young man from Lodi High School. I had the pleasure interviewing earlier this week for a story on NorthJersey.com. Going to Alma College. Salters jet sweep. Ricky Rainey coming around the left side. Spins out of a tackle. Now puts his head down and gains about 4. Nice run there by Rainey as the North had him kind of hemmed in. And we got some
He's
more.
one of those hometown guys getting the cheers. Rainey out of Lyndhurst, one of those versatile guys, a good receiver, and they would give it to him on the run sometimes, and pretty stout linebacker too.
And let's see, we had some more chirping on the South bench. Not sure if the refs called anything though. But I believe that's JT Miles pleading his case that he might have been held. It'll be officially a gain of 5 for the South team. Bring up 2nd and a long 5. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Salters in the shotgun. Trips to the right. Clap, snap, pump, and go, and the pass hangs up, intercepted. That's Kyle Bratcher with it. 35, 40, midfield, cuts inside and is tackled at the 35-yard line. I believe that was Salters who had to make the tackle. So the momentum swings right back to the North on the Bratcher interception. And Bratcher takes the lead for the MVP award.
And one of the reasons that Park Ridge had such a good defense the last two NJIC championship games, the one 2 years ago was the COVID season, and Beckton had that great year where they didn't give up any points for, I think I calculated 280 something minutes. I should have written it down. But then last year, Park Ridge, Rutherford, two great defenses. Of course, it's like 27-20 when they actually play each other in the championship game. But Park Ridge went on to win the sectional title in North 1 Group 1.
They only had to beat Hasbrook Heights 4 times, right?
Right, which
Yes.
hadn't happened since I did that story. I think it was
You did that story,
1909.
yes, you did that
It hadn't happened that much. So, yes, an outstanding defense was the reason. Bratcher, one of those, again, a 2-way star at a Group 1 school. Not unusual, but nice to see him getting in on the action.
So the North with a real chance here to go up 2 scores. Let's see who comes out at quarterback. It will be Amatrula at quarterback. The young man from Old Tappan Regional, Northern Valley Regional at Old Tappan. Miller Singh to his left. 4 wide receivers. Pietropolo goes in motion. Direct snap to Miller Singh, but flags before the play starts. And they will whistle the North for illegal motion. Illegal motion, right, Greg? I had my head down for a
Yes.
second. Illegal motion. So it'll be first down and 15. Clock running. 3:26 to go. Now clock is not running. Thank you, Hank. Clock stopped on the penalty.
Is it nice to have the clock operator right here alongside of
Yes,
us?
if you hear us referring to Hank, that is Hank. He's right to our left, running the clock. Say hi to our fans, Hank.
Hello, fans.
Thank you, Hank.
Are you surprised to see him at a football game? Because I was going to say,
Oh, no.
Teal
Hank,
is a baseball
Hank
game.
does everything. Hank does everything. Hank does everything.
And you know what? I don't think I got to actually use this nugget during baseball season, but he was the one that let me know 3 generations of Teals have played in the Bergen County Baseball Tournament because Payne Teal, the catcher for Ramapo, helped him get all the way to the semifinals this year. He was involved in the upset of Don Bosco. But I think that's...
How do you know that's really
baseball
true?
season ended, and 5 minutes later, I believe Varsity Ace has tweeted that it was football season, so let's get back to it.
That's right. Good point. Pistol, kind of a wildcat set. This is something different. We haven't seen this. He fakes a pass, tucks it down, and now runs to the left side. He is lassoed over there, I think. And somebody's coming out of there with the football. That is
The South came out with
Wexler saying he has a
and then a flag.
flag. And we got a personal foul called on. Instant replay. Cancel instant replay. Somewhere. Houston and East Orange.
I was going to say, I mean,
That's an inside North Jersey football
Yeah,
joke if
yeah.
you didn't get it. But it's a penalty marked off against the South. So now North first and 10 at the 20. Clock running under 3 minutes to go. North leads 8-0. You're watching the Bergen County Football All-Star Game on NorthJersey.com. My name is Darren Cooper, along with colleague Greg Tartaglia and a great bunch of guys from our digital team, Mr. Pedagano, Mr. Wood, Mr. Miguel.
say hello to Caitlin Arthur, who's with
Caitlin
us
Arthur.
for the flag football broadcast, by the way.
They have been here early. They've worked very hard. We're very thankful for their work. Miller Singh. Oh, they tried to fake out with the pass. It did not fool them. And who was that? That was Mr. Morse again, I believe, who wrapped up Amatrula for a loss of 5. But I think if you're the North here, right, hey, you'll take 8-0 in the halftime locker room, right?
Absolutely.
You'll be happy to take 8-0.
And not only that, the slow tempo, the limiting possessions.
South
being,
for another
being down
10.
a quarterback because Pig, it doesn't look like he's set to return.
No, it doesn't look like
I wonder
it.
if he still has his jersey on or not. Because I
It'll
saw him
be-
with his helmet off.
It'll be 2nd and 15 for the North. They have 2 timeouts left according to the scoreboard.
One
And
thing that's been working for them is kind of the not doing the gadget plays. You know, when they were just running, it wasn't necessarily running straight ahead. They would get the sweep going with Miller Singh, who's now kind of in there doing the back and forth with Amatrula. I wonder if it's a little deception, maybe that maybe you also don't know who they're going to snap the ball to if they're both in the backfield.
And they motioned that the South took a timeout. I actually think it was the North who took the timeout, but they motioned that it was the South. Because I think that was a deliberate ploy there. We were just saying they'd be happy to go in 8-0. They might have been like deliberately milking the clock there a little bit. So glad you're joining us here on NorthJersey.com. It's the Bergen County 2020 All-Star Game. The South team in the red jerseys, the North in the blue. North scored on the opening possession of the game, a brilliant 75-yard drive. Devin Miller-Singh, a 10-yard touchdown.
He also ran in the conversion, so he's got all 8 points tonight.
The South had a good chance. They were at the 23-yard line of the North a few minutes ago, but Billy Ritchie's passes were incomplete. And then we just had an intercept. We just traded interceptions. Kyle Bratcher with an interception return has set up the North, who now has the ball at the 20-yard line. Again, this is the 22nd edition of the Bergen County Football All-Star Game, although it's had some stops and starts along the way. North has won 18 of the 21 previous contests.
That really is something else, that recording. Like, it sounds like the band is here.
Nice crowd here at Lyndhurst. I knew there'd be a good crowd, even with the heat. North Jersey
Lyndhurst
likes
is a football town.
Lyndhurst is a football town. You know what, though? The longer I'm around, Greg, America is a football country.
This is true.
America
I
is a
think
football country.
this, like, northeast area of the country might like baseball some more than some other areas, but football's king. That's why they say it.
Snap back to Miller-Singh. He's going nowhere. That's number 99, Tommy Lee, right?
Tommy Lee Minaya.
Tommy Lee Minaya with a loss.
Backfield.
And now, I was right. The South takes their last timeout. It was the North who took the timeout before. So it'll be 3rd and long. All right, so get in the mind of Coach Mike Miele for a second for me, Greg. It's 2nd and 20. You're up 8-0. You throw the ball in the end zone and hope, right? I mean, you got nothing to lose.
I would almost think do some kind of running play here, force them to burn that last time out, and then on 4th down you can throw it in the end zone because, look, you're already at the 30-yard line. Again, the pass/punt, whatever you want to call it, if you throw it up there on 4th down, no harm, no foul, plus it takes some more time off the clock.
They spot the ball at the 29. 1:22, they reset the clock. They put 1:22 on the clock.
Timeout, South All-Stars.
North has 1 timeout left, but the North has the lead, 8-0. They want to get into the air conditioning, although the shade has now reached the North sidelines.
And now with the South out of timeouts now, they're definitely going to run it on 3rd down and maybe even run it on 4th down, whatever they can.
No, I think
bleed
this is
the
a
clock
pass.
down.
I will disagree. I think this is a pass. I think this is a short, conservative pass trying to hit something. But we'll see.
Well, here's a check mark for your passing theory. Medina's going in there under center.
New quarterback checks in as they really impressed with the North, snapping the ball to Miller-Singh. And it's the halfback pass, and it's incomplete. A pitch from Medina to Amatrula. He tried to throw it to Vatcher.
We call that a wash.
Bratcher.
It was a halfback option. You could have run.
We were both right. And we also got a foul, personal foul, called on the North. Well, that's kind of what you didn't want because you didn't want to lose field position and stop the clock.
No, that was the last thing they wanted.
That really kind of was. Now I think you got a punt. Yeah, you have to punt.
No, that's a dead ball foul, I think. Maybe not.
They will.
Well, 4th down, they're going to march off the 15 yards. They will be back
So it is.
close to midfield.
It was a dead ball foul, so that makes it 4th down and 34. So now you do have the right play here is the punt.
And I can see Miele talking with Parrington, who punted the first time, getting a little pat on the back, and obviously some instructions about what to do with this ball.
Jace Parrington is our punter.
Back out of Dwight Morrow. Had a couple interceptions last year. Played sparingly on offense.
Dwight Morrow's season totally derailed by the hurricane, by the superstorm. And Parrington with the boot, and it is fair caught at the 20, and that is where the South will start. And I love what just happened there with Hunter Freshy form tackling Leo Lopez, 2 teammates. Good for them. Good for them.
And if I'm reading the situation correctly, Barrington followed the instructions exactly. The last time it was kind of like a short,
right. Kick
you
it
know,
farther.
end over end kick.
Kick it
Just-
farther.
Yep.
Kick it farther. Punts are not live. As a safety consideration. All right, so the South has no timeouts. 1:11 left to go in the half.
And you know what you do in this situation. You send in the guy who knows the field. Johnny Lembo looks like he's checked back in at quarterback, the Lyndhurst star.
And it will be Lembo at quarterback. He'll try to run the 1 minute 11-second drill. Clap snap. Big rush. Lembo's forced to roll out. And now he makes a move. He's running free. He's at the 35. Still going. Running backward. Breaks another tackle before he is finally taken down by Medina, who gives him a little shove. Refs didn't see that one.
Lembo making people miss.
But the clock will stop as they as they move the chains. Gain of 16. No, 17.
A gain of 17 on the play brings up a first and 10.
Lembo again. Clock running now 50 seconds. Lembo again will step up, and this time, ooh, he breaks 2 tackles. And who is that? That's O'Hagan, I think, holding on.
Yeah, I'm not sure the tackle he slipped, but O'Hagan kept him from getting much further.
A gain of about 6. And the clock shows 30 seconds and running. I'm sure the South is just running the same play. Aaron Wingster, ooh, number 45. And there we got a sack in the backfield. Number 43, Pierce Kelly, breaks through for his first sack of the game. That might be the last play of the half.
And Martinez helped him clean it up, and they're out of timeouts, so I think that will do it.
South does not look good. The resident running another play. And there you have it. The first half is in the books here at Lyndhurst High School. The Bergen County 2022 All-Star Game. We're going to take a short break in a few minutes, but first Greg and I will talk a little bit about the first half. What stands out to you most, what you saw in the first half?
Well, I think with a smaller roster, the North played it exactly the way they wanted to, and it worked out in their favor. The slower tempo, and not only that, they down a quarterback with Russell Pig getting injured, and they really not only slowed it down and played the right tempo, but they've shown, the not ability. Of course, they have the ability, but that they're willing to mix it up. You throw in Medina, who came into this game.
Right, I've been
to be a
impressed too with
receiver,
the diversity we've seen at the North.
Yeah,
the
Miller
North
Singh,
offense.
not a
North
quarterback, like getting in there, taking some snaps, faked like he was going to throw one pass and doing the direct snap, wildcat, whatever you want to call it. So I think the North played this game just right, and the South, look, they got the bigger roster. They're going to have more opportunities in the second half with fresher players. So maybe there will be a turnaround.
The South will get the ball to start the second half. We're going to take a little break. We'll be right back with all the second half action. You're watching the Bergen County Football All-Star Game on NorthJersey.com.
Back for the second half of the Bergen County All-Star football game. Greg Tartaglia here alongside Darren Cooper for NorthJersey.com. And unlike regular high school football, we come right to it out of halftime. Billy Ritchie is the quarterback for the South to begin the second half. South trailing 8-0, and he will go right to the air, and he will air it out to Jake Shutt of Lyndhurst. The hometown receiver gets about 5 yards before he's shoved out of bounds.
Lots of flags down. I think we got a block in the back coming, and we do.
Number 17, Kyle Bratcher out of bounds.
Again, the North is leading 8-0 on a 9-yard touchdown run by Devin Miller Singh of St. Joseph. He also ran in the 2-point conversion, so that accounts for the 8 points on the scoreboard. There have been 2 turnovers in the game. Kyle Bratcher of Parkridge made one for the North. Bobby Culinary of Beckton made one for the South. And that's where we are right now as we are just underway in the third quarter.
Flag was a holding call. Cost the South 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15.
So Ritchie's in the shotgun. Joe Nudo of Saddlebrook is the back alongside of him. Sends a man in motion. Looks like Aquino, and we get another whistle. False start on the South, and you know, for as good a start as the North had to the first half, the South is kind of going backwards here to start the second.
You know, I was going to compliment the play. The quality of play was actually pretty good in the first half. We'll see how it holds up here in the second half. Guys are getting a little tired. Nobody's in football shape. No offense. Nobody's in football shape. It was hot out there earlier today, so that execution, the level of execution, we'll see if it tapers off here in the second half.
It will be especially important for the North side, which has a smaller roster. Ritchie's under center as we now have 1st and 20. South going from their own 15-yard line. Ritchie's going to run it, and the Wallington scrambler right up the middle before he's upended there by Miller Singh, who has been playing both sides of the ball. North has had a few guys do that tonight. Gets up to the 34-yard line.
Gain of 19 yards on the keeper.
All right, I'm gonna say Devin Miller Singh hit the perfect Seahawk tackle there with the leg and the roll.
Yep.
Made me think of Drew Gibbs because Drew Gibbs didn't tackle. Remember, they didn't tackle. It was a big deal. Drew was always ahead of his time, and we're honoring Drew Gibbs today's game. They didn't. Ramapo wouldn't tackle. You know, they would thud. They would thud. And that was a big story when Ramapo was the first team, like in America, who basically said, we're not going to tackle in football practice anymore.
So 2nd and 1. Remember, it was first down, kept being first down because of those penalties. Ritchie gets the snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself right up the middle, dives ahead for about 3 yards, and Pierce Kelly of St. Joseph makes the stop.
For a South first down.
First down South as they try to get on the scoreboard. We're now under 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. South with the ball on its own 37.
From their own 37-yard
And somehow Aaron Wingster didn't get the memo about the white pants. He's the young man in the blue 45 with the maroon pants. Maybe he just wanted to honor his alma mater here.
I think, you know, because in warm-ups, I also saw the Garfield players, obviously they stand out. They had purple pants, but it looks as though they've all changed. In fact, at right tackle there, that's Zion Bateman, 6'1", 205 out of Garfield. We're trying to identify the lineman, which I don't think we did that for the South in the first half. Ritchie's still the quarterback. And he faces a 1st and 10. Sends his high school teammate in motion.
Trick play.
And around. Here comes Aquino, and he cannot get back to the line of scrimmage. Bratcher again making a little bit of a case for MVP of the game. And Aquino lost about 2 yards. He's 2nd and 12 for the South at its own 35.
Yep, another good play there by Bratcher. The trick plays are fun to put in, you know, but they're so hard to execute. And it's not like there's any tells, you know, like you haven't established any consistency. Like there's no film. There was no film of the South team, so how would you know this is a counter play coming?
And this is the time to do it, too. In an all-star game, it's supposed to be for fun anyway. Regardless, 2nd and 12.
We've already seen a halfback. We saw a halfback pass, or we see a double reverse.
So here's Ritchie out of the shotgun, pumps twice, keeps his eyes downfield again. Good quarterback skills out of this young man from Wallington. Scrambles along the sideline, very close to a first down. They may give it to him as he's out of bounds at the 47.
Well, Nick Pro had him twice. The young man from Bergenfield had him twice, but Billy Ritchie, like 3 different pump fakes, and picks up a nice gain.
We can still say, regardless, the Bergenfield Bear is a pro, so he can still hold his head up high even after that play. It is a first down for the South. 3 yards shy of midfield, trailing 8-0 on the scoreboard, 8:06 to go in the third quarter. Right side of that line for the South is Zion Bateman from Garfield. I spy Zayon Kersecki of Leonia. In the center right now, Kevin Campen of Hasbrook Heights. As Ritchie is set to take the snap from Campen. Gives a signal, drops back, trying to avoid the pressure, and there is Pierce Kelly again. Second stop on this opening drive, but we have a flag.
Number 43, Pierce Kelly.
What I mean by getting tired and a little bit of the execution starting to wane a little bit.
37-yard line.
And South definitely has the depth to rotate some new players in, and I'm sure that we'll see a lot of different names as we go along. The rest of that South offensive line at left guard, they have Eager Boozes from North Arlington at left guard. Danny Chandra from Beckton is the left tackle.
I tell you what, I had my eyes on number 50, Richard Martinez, defensive lineman on that play, and I think he was the man being held because he had a good push on the play before on the Ritchie scramble, and I had my eyes on him, and they ended up declining the penalty. But I saw what you did, Richard. I saw it.
And shout out to Martinez. He's playing Iron Man, too. He's been on the offensive line for the North as well. Second down, 20. The South is at its own 37. Ritchie will go from the shotgun. Looks, fires over to the right side. Colin Casanelli makes the catch.
Miller Singh on the tackle.
5 touchdown receptions for Casanelli from Ritchie for the Wallington Panthers this year. This one will get the South up to the 41-yard line. They still got a ways to go for the first down. They're calling it 3rd and 17.
A gain of 4 on the play.
Sun almost set here at Lyndhurst. It's about 8:30, but that's what's nice about this time of year. You get those nice late sunsets. North trying to pick up this first down. They got 17 yards to go and only 2 more chances to get it. Aquino in motion, right to left. Ritchie's going to roll out to his left and then throw deep downfield. Nearly caught. What a tremendous stretch by Jake Shutt from Lyndhurst.
Flag down in the back.
Yeah, drive may not be over because there's a penalty marker.
Ritchie says it's against, I think it's a late hit. Late hit.
It is. I saw Ritchie limping just a little bit. Funny thing about calling the flag football, I stopped calling it a flag because, well, the girls were pulling off the flag and you don't want to get it confused, so penalty marker means the same thing. And this will put the South into North territory for the first time this half. We've got 6:42 to go in the third quarter, and the South trying to even things up, trailing by 8.
The South will have a 1st and 10 from there.
Is it a first
If it was a
down?
personal foul, it would be a first down. The chains have not moved yet, so they get the 15 yards, but it's not an automatic first down, so they need 1 yard to keep this drive alive.
Refs are showing 3, third down.
So I guess it would be a
31.
replay of third down after the 15-yard penalty.
They're going to talk about it just a little bit, but I think that is the right thing. It's a defensive penalty. It's just a 15-yard defensive penalty.
And it's an all-star game for everybody, so.
It's not automatic.
So it's 3rd and 1.
Here's Ritchie again.
Going to run it.
From the shotgun, takes the snap right up the middle, weaving his way through. Amatrula was there, and now Bratcher finally brings him down with some help.
I tell you, Greg, great
number
block on that
42.
play. Great block on that play by Jonathan Williams out of Beckton. Really opened up the hole on the right side.
And Aponte from Fairlawn helped them finish it off. Now the South has their first down. Ball on the North 34-yard line. 6:20 and rolling here in the third. The run was effective for the North in the first half. We're starting to see it a little bit more from the South here, which has more players at its disposal. Ritchie takes the snap, fakes to Nudo, throws it off to the right side. There's Alex DeMolo from Rutherford. And he's stopped right away. JT Mays from St. Joseph. He'll be headed to AIC, American International College. We'll give Amatrula credit for half tackle as well. He was zeroed in on that play. The ball's up to the 30. So for the South, it will be second and a long 5 from the North 30. Searching for the tying score.
Is there a name on that wallet? No, seriously, it could be me.
Campen from Hasbrook Heights lines up over the ball. Been a lot of Billy Ritchie here in the third quarter, passing, running. A little bit of both for Wellington. Here he drops back, he steps up, moves off to the right side, tries to stay behind the line of scrimmage. A lot of pressure though, and the pass is incomplete.
Nick Pro, he's got Billy Ritchie in his sights. And again, Ritchie fakes him out, and now Pro might have gotten a little bit of a stinger as he's holding his right elbow, right hand a little bit. Good elusiveness by Ritchie.
Yeah, I got to say, I'm really impressed with just his quarterback instincts. The throwing the ball when he's feeling the pressure and hanging in there when someone's about to get him. For my money, he's probably player of the game so far, at least for the South offense. Kyle Bratcher, we've seen him be all over the field for the North, and of course he's one of the 2 interceptions this game.
Big play here right now, Greg. Big play.
Third and now it's 3rd and 6 on the board. Ball still on the North 30-yard line. Ritchie takes the snap, trying to drive the South to the end zone for the first time today, but it flutters up there, and who else but Kyle Bratcher is there to knock it away from Jake Schutt.
Great ball awareness that time for Bratcher, because I don't know that Nicholas Apani saw the ball thrown, and Schutt had a chance, but Bratcher was able to get over there, and it looked like he tipped it there for a second, almost had his hands on it. Good ball awareness coming over from too deep. Again, the kind of vanilla defenses, just kind of too deep safeties.
Again, he's been active in that defensive backfield. Back there right now with Tristan Dreyer from Dwight Morrow, who did a whole bunch of things on offense for the Maroon Raiders this year.
You know what's open is the middle of the field. Let's see if Ritchie can find something open in the middle of the field this time.
4th and 6 for the South. Same backfield. Ritchie at quarterback. Saddlebrook's Joey Nudo to his left. 2 receivers split either side. Ritchie takes the snap. This time he's going to roll left, go back the other way, showing the elusiveness again. I don't know if he's going to the first down, but he's hit, big time hit by Aaron Wingster from Dwight Morrow. Looks to have him stop short.
Wingster, an outstanding prospect out of Dwight Morrow. He didn't tackle him, Greg. He hit him.
Yes, he did.
he was not interested in tackling him. He was going to hit him. He gave a little shoulder block.
Wingster with 9 sacks for the Maroon Raiders last fall, and 1 big stop right there at the 28-yard line. I got to send the ball back to the North on downs.
Well, there for a minute, it looked like Ritchie had plenty of room. He cut inside, and Wingster just
closed
dropped.
Fast.
He did. He did close fast.
So let's see who the North sends out to take the snap. I see Medina out there. Amatrula's getting a play from the sideline. So Charlie Amatrula from Old Tapan, a quarterback during his varsity career who also played a little more running back last season. And Andrew Medina from New Milford came into this game as a wide receiver. He will split out wide, although we've seen him under center a couple times so far. Keenan Cheek is the back behind Amatrula. He's in a pistol formation, 2 receivers either side. He gives to Cheek. Nowhere to run. Swallowed up by the middle of that South defense.
Jonathan Williams again on the tackle. Beckton graduate.
And I see number 53 sticking his helmet in there.
George Casper was also there.
Angelo Santiago. So no gain on the play. In fact, they're even going to give him a loss of a couple of inches.
I thought Cheek hesitated a little too quickly there on the line. He got to the line and immediately kind of danced to the outside. He might have been able to get something, put his head down, wait for the hole to develop.
Ran for 266 yards for the Maroon Raiders. Also had to play a little quarterback for them last year. So I guess we've got two combo running back passing threats in the backfield. This snap goes to Amatrula. This time he keeps it himself. Weaves his way through the middle of the line, and he's stopped after not much. Another good defensive play. Jesus Hernandez from Wallington. Third, and we'll call it a long 10. You never can tell. Now they've moved the third down marker slightly ahead of the chains.
I think both times, though, the South was waiting on the run, Greg. Haven't seen the North really chuck it downfield a lot today.
I think there might have been one downfield pass from a North, otherwise a lot of rollouts, even a trick play. Now Amatrula will see what he does with it again. Two receivers to either side. It's Bratcher and Pietropalo to the near side. Medina is split to the far side. Amatrula takes the snap. He's looking right. He's chased by Tommy Lee Minaya, and that's the second sack of the game for Minaya. His third tackle for loss. He only had 19 sacks for the Wildcats last season, and this one blows up a North drive that, let's face it, they're happy to play with the lead, but I don't think they're going to be taking any big risks. Up 8-0, 2:20 to go in the third quarter.
That was a total bust by the North offensive line. I hate to say it, but no one blocked him. No one blocked him. The left tackle just looked in.
And this is really where the not having as many players
Sure.
The same offensive line has played the whole game for the North. South has been able to rotate a few guys. Jace Parrington from Dwight Morrow, his third punt of the day.
South is going to get good field position.
And there won't be a rush. He can take all the time he wants. It's a helicopter punt caught by Hunter Freshy at midfield. And he gets a little bump from Jonathan Williams. The two rival schools, Beckton and Hasbrook Heights, on the same side today as the South takes possession. 1:47 to go in the third quarter. North leading this Bergen County Football All-Star game 8-0, and we thank you again for joining us here on NorthJersey.com. Greg Tartaglia joined by Darren Cooper. Coop, it's been about as slow as the last game, huh? The last All-Star game.
You brought up an interesting point, though, just now, something I want to touch upon, which is there are rivalries inside of Bergen County.
Yes.
And then I do wonder if, like, all of a sudden these Hasbrook Heights and Woodridge kids have been competing against each other all their lives, and now they're going to play it together. And I always wonder if there's always a little bit of a, like I want to show this guy what I can do moment.
From midfield, Donovan Salters, the quarterback for the North, passes off to the left side. And a completion.
Shea will be
I'm sorry. Donovan Salters is playing for the South. Got a little confused, forgot to turn the page, and he hit Shea Wilby Hyman from Garfield. And that is an 8-yard gain. So the ball's now on the 42. 2nd and 2 for the South.
Yeah, you can feel the momentum swinging a little bit to the South now, Greg. I do wonder if the North is getting a little fatigued. I'd like to see the South run the ball a little bit more.
And Joey Nudo's a very good running back. In fact, all Saddlebrook did last year was run the ball.
Here we go.
This time it's Salters. He's going to take it off himself. Quarterback keep. Slips past Bratcher, but not past number 12. Tristan Dreyer was the one who finally made the stop at the 30-yard line, but it is a first down for the South. And Salters has him on the move.
That had to feel good for Salters.
Tough season playing with a ton of young kids on the Lodi Rams, as you may have read on NorthJersey.com today. Salters this time keeping it again. He was the leading rusher for the Rams, and he gets a whole bunch before Dreyer brings him down inside the 20. And another first down for the South. You're right, they are on to something now. Salters as a quarterback, 85 carries, 853 yards, 9 touchdowns for Lodi, all team highs.
And I think the North is tired, Greg. I think the North is tired and need a break. And they're
breather
calling
timeout. Especially because there's only 33 seconds left in the quarter. They were going to get a break soon anyway, but they definitely want to get the game back to their pace.
That was a fatigue timeout. I think the South feels like they're controlling the line of scrimmage a little bit. Salters, a fantastic athlete. Yes, I did have the pleasure of writing a story on him this week. Started out his career at Don Bosco, freshman and sophomore. Played a little bit of varsity there, then transferred up to St. Thomas More in Connecticut when the quarterback situation changed at Bosco. Played a year there. Actually told me, this is not in the story, actually told me he was trying to come back to Lodi in time to play. At one point, they thought they were going to play spring football because of COVID.
Right, because COVID year.
He was going to try to transfer back. I didn't put this in the story either, but he commented he really kind of wished he just had gone back home to Lodi. His mom was a star bowler.
Same last name?
No, actually, I have the last name written down somewhere.
Well, that's
too.
what you got to tell me. I haven't been able to
There's
go
the
through
bowling connection, though. There's the
I
bowling
knew there was
connection.
one. There's always one.
There's always a bowling
You're going to
connection.
make me dive into my laptop here and find out all the old Lodi bowlers. Lodi actually dropped their team for a while. They just brought back their bowling team, I want to say, in the last year or two.
So then he finished his career, came home, played for the Rams this year. They finished 1-9. He was one of 3 seniors. Coach Mark Maggio said all kind of great things about Donovan, and also suffered through the loss of his father passing away right before the season started. Then Donovan gets a full scholarship to Alma College out in Michigan. Great spot for the young man. I'm rooting for him. I'm definitely rooting for him.
Well, he's got the South in a great spot right now at the 18-yard line. We haven't been charting, but this might be the furthest
deepest penetration
into
Absolutely.
South territory they've gotten today. Now he's doing the jitterbug, running away, and he might just get away and does. Around the left side. Here goes Salters past the first down marker and out of bounds. Right near the 5-yard line. He's fired up, and so is the South. They are looking to punch it in for the first time as the third quarter winds down.
I tell you what, Greg, it was the Tebow play. It was totally the Tebow jump pass play. It was the deep snap, stutter step, pretend I'm running, and then throwing. The North was actually kind of slow to respond, and they had him covered. So Salters just said, "All right, I'm gonna just run to the left." He got around. I think it was Winkster on the left side, and he gets a good gain. And that's how the quarter's going to end. We got 1 quarter left in the Bergen County Football All-Star game.
They're going to take it down to the end. And at the end of the third quarter here on NorthJersey.com, it's the North All-Stars 8, the South All-Stars nothing here at the Bergen County, the 22nd Bergen County All-Star football game. The South will have it at the North 7-yard line when we resume. Switch ends of the field. Donovan Salters, he's even wearing the right colors. He's got the orange helmet with the blue lettering as Tebow did it when he, I don't want to say perfected the pop pass, but he made it his own when he was down at the University of Florida, eventually making it to the NFL for a brief period of time, and even making it to minor league baseball for a few years. So as we switch ends of the field, again, the scoring summary, not long. Devin Miller-Singh from St. Joseph has accounted for all of the North's points. He scored the only touchdown of this game in the first quarter. There are now 12 minutes remaining as the South tries to win for just the 4th time in this rivalry. To do so, they will need to come from behind. Donovan Salters, who ran for 895 yards. He ran for 853, passed for 895. Tremendous balance for Lodi Rams.
And if I'm the South right now, I'm sticking with Salters, right? I mean, like,
how could you not?
Yeah, I mean, let's snap the ball to him and let him run.
I do see Jonathan Williams in there, who finished exactly 3 yards short of a 1,000-yard season for Beckton, but he was a North Jersey Athlete of the Week.
He better be coming Tuesday night then.
I hope so, yes. Let's see if he lines up in the backfield or maybe at a tight end position. Salter is there. Joey Nudo of Saddlebrook, he's actually moving up toward the line. Williams will be in the backfield alongside Salter. Either one of those two would be fine options for running the ball.
Let's see here, though. The North had a good break. They had a timeout, and then they just had the quarter.
First and goal from now. They mark it at the 6. Fake to Williams. Salters up the middle, dives over the goal line. Touchdown, South. Donovan Salters, senior from Lodi, ran for 9 touchdowns during the 2021 football season, and he's got the first touchdown of the night for the South.
Now let's see what they do in the 2-point play. A chance to tie things up.
11:53 to go in the game. Both touchdowns have been scored in that end zone. So Salter takes it in from 6 yards out. We'll see if he also does the conversion. I mean, we had the same player score all 8 points for the North.
I'm guessing it's Salters all the way here.
They attempt a 2-point conversion.
We got to give some credit to the offensive line too for the South, Greg.
We do, and they've switched up guys again. This is not the same 5 that they had on the last drive.
Danny
Salter,
Chandra with a good block, and there's
Salter
Salters.
takes the snap. He's got the room, reaches, leans, and got it. 2-point conversion. So Donovan Salter draws the South even with the North. 8-8 with 11:53 to go in the game.
I think Owen Schertle threw a good block on that side, number 77. He's getting congratulations as he comes off the field. And we are tied. Quick, what's the overtime rules?
Do we have an overtime? Who needs an overtime?
I actually think it would.
And returning punts.
I actually think we would probably just have a tie. My guess would probably be a tie. Yeah, I do not think there's overtime.
I mean, the end of the game 6 minutes early last time, I would not think there would be any thought of overtime. You know, one of the best things that the NFL did with this preseason was get rid of overtime.
Will start this drive at their own 25-yard line.
Like we said, the game's for fun. I mean, you got guys from rival schools playing on the same side as each other. I don't know, it's only 2 weeks, but you can form a little bond and do friendships. And let's be honest, there's so many small towns grouped close together here in Bergen County that I think even though they're at rival schools, a lot of these guys are friends anyway.
You know, the one thing we don't mention enough is as the game goes on, and we talked about everybody wanting to have their moment at the end. Mm-hmm. Everyone wants to win, you know, and also nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to lose their last game.
Also true. So we'll see how much the North wants to respond as they go from their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Charlie Amatrula hands it off. That's Miller Singh again. Gets about 3 yards. Gets it up to the 28. 2nd and 7 for the North. North looking to respond to the South's first touchdown of the day. And again, it does look like the same offensive line that the North has been using all game. Anthony Ramundo, the center from Altapan, set at a Sacred Heart, along with his teammate Jake Smith, who's been playing defense.
And we got a player down. It looks like cramp. We got our first cramp.
I'm surprised it took until the 4th quarter.
It actually might be Devin Miller Singh.
At any rate, the trainer's working on him, and that's
all right, so let's kill some time. Let's again throw out that, don't forget, Tuesday night from Passaic County Tech, we'll be doing our North Jersey Sports Awards, the biggest show in North Jersey athletics. We'll be presenting the individual athlete of the year in all the various sports. Who wins Bowler of the Year, Greg?
You'll have to tune in Tuesday night to find out.
I might be there. We'll be presenting 33 different individual awards, plus 7 special awards, including Team of the Year, Coach of the Year. And you'll get to meet our Courage Award winner, the young lady from Hasbrook Heights, plus our McGill Scholarship winners, one football player, Mr. Calvin Medina from Eastside, and a young lady from Bergen Tech, a softball player named Shauna Moran, who I had the pleasure of talking to. And you will get to read both of those stories in Tuesday's edition of The Record and on NorthJersey.com. We have a lot of fun things planned for that Tuesday night. We really work hard, and it's our capper to the end of the scholastic sports year in North Jersey. So then, Mr. Tartaglia, I put you on the spot. What's your one biggest memory from this last scholastic school year?
Once again, baseball really came through at the
Tell
end.
me.
That was the case in 2009
With the Emerson Park Ridge
4-for-4 at the finals. And that was 2017.
Was it?
But the North Jersey again went undefeated at the state finals. Don Bosco Ramsey winning state championships. Yeah, there was a lot of other cool stuff, but usually those last memories are the ones that hang with you the most. So we're back to the action here. 2nd and 7 for the North from their own. It's about the 28-yard line. Amatrula is your quarterback out of the pistol formation. Fakes handoff to Keenan Cheek. Amatrula rolls left. Can't find anyone. Oh, he does find someone who falls down out of bounds. That's number 43, Pierce Kelly of St. Joseph. So the incompletion means 3rd and 7.
Kelly broke open, just a slow drag route. But I don't think Amatrula could see him because he had pressure in his face almost right away. By the time he got it to him,
I'm going to
Kelly
say
was
that
out
the
of
pressure
bounds.
affected that pass. I mean, an accurate pass. He has it and has some room up the sideline. So 3rd down and 7 for the North. All right. Donovan Salter's mom is named. What's her first name? Because I've got a Stephanie Collins, who was the Bergen County bowling champion in the mid-'90s.
I think that's her.
There you go. Boy, am I glad I brought my laptop. 3rd and 7 for the North. Trying to break an 8-all tie with 10:42 to go in this Bergen County All-Star football game. Charlie Amatrula is your quarterback. Takes the snap. This one's going to be a handoff inside. Spinning, moving forward, JT Mays of St. Joseph. Gets to not the 31 or 32, still got the ball. I don't know if they were yelling because there was a big hit or if they thought the ball came out, but Mays had it the whole way. He just couldn't get the whole way for the first down, so it'll come down to 4th and 2. The North is on its own 33-yard line. I do see Parrington in there to punt.
100% confirmed. Stephanie Collins, the great bowler from Lodi, is Donovan Salter's mom.
And back-to-back Bergen County champion in 1994 and 1995.
For an additional first down.
We should clue people in the why I keep bringing up bowling, because I am standing in the presence of North Jersey's greatest bowling chronicler of all time, Mr. Tartaglia.
Currently North Jersey's only bowling chronicler of all time. But yes, that is fun. I will tell you that our boys bowler of the year is on the North Jersey 300 list. That's a list we update every year on NorthJersey.com. Our girls bowler will remain a mystery. However, no mystery that the North is going to go for it on 4th and 2 from their own 33-yard line.
I don't know if I like this play.
Hands it for Cheek, who's running left. He's got room. He's got a hole, and he's got a first down. The tackle finally made by Mark Morales. What a nice first half. Morales from Elmwood Park stops him at the 45-yard line. First down for the North.
Ooh, boy, when they lined up, Greg, I was like, what are they doing? But that's why I'm up here and they're down there. Good play, good blocking on the left side. Cheek runs for 11. And the momentum swings a little bit back to the North as we hit the 9-minute mark.
And again, the North using the same offensive line they've used all game. Nick Pro from Bergen Field and Richard Martinez on the right side. Anthony Raimondo, the center from Oltapan. Braden Holm from Waldwood Midland Park. And Winfred Zandu from Hackensack over on the left side as they prepare to block on a first down. And 10 for the North from the North 45-yard line. This time fake the give. Amatrula is going to keep it himself right into the middle of the pile. And he stopped there. Another Lodi player.
Leo Lopez.
Leo Lopez.
Leo Lopez.
So no gain. 8:16 to go.
We do not think either team has a field goal kicker, so rule that out right away. This isn't ending 11-8.
Well, you never know, because I did check.
Ooh, would that be scoregami? Is 11-8 scoregami?
It might be in the NFL, but high school football, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Paramus Catholic won a state championship 11-8 one year. I'm sorry, Patterson Catholic.
I believe
I did that. Yes, they did. I'm totally blanking on the name, but Davon Clark, that was it. Davon Clark, the big lineman, kicked the field goal
right,
to win down at Kane.
Yep.
It was like around 2000. And Patterson Catholic, when it was still open, won the state championship 11-8. Right now it's 8-all, 7.5 minutes to go in the game. North with the ball, 2nd and 10 from its own 45-yard line. Amatrula's the quarterback. Keenan Cheek from Dwight Morrow right alongside of him. Amatrula from Alta.
Big rush.
Roll out to his right, and I don't know if he spiked that ball down or if it was more pressure from
Minaya
Tommy
was
Minaya,
coming from the
who's been doing that
backside.
all game.
They were doing the LT rule. He was playing against air, but we might have a situation over here on the south side, on the south bench. Did the ref throw a flag?
Well, if there was any chirping, it was maybe about intentional grounding, but I don't know. I think
it was
all over.
It
could
was
have affected
Bratcher.
the pass.
Bratcher was over there, and I do believe the refs are going to talk a little bit about it.
I don't think that was.
Well, the clock is stopped with 7:16 to go in the fourth.
And we got, yep. Ooh, that
That's
could be a
personal
big
foul
play
on
in
the
this game.
South. It could be, but I made mention of before that the South, both teams have a punter, but the South has Eager Boozes from North Arlington, who's actually listed as a punter, and scored 7 kicking points this year. He actually did kick a field goal for North Arlington this year, made 4 extra points. If it comes down to that, you're on the 10-yard line and there's a second to go.
Yes, you could.
Why not? Of course, the coaches may say, we're on the 10-yard line with a second to go. Why not throw it in the end zone? So add on the 15 yards, and the North is into South territory. Ball on the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. Ramundo over the ball, ready to snap it to his Ultipan teammate Amatrula.
He has played well tonight. Ramundo has played well.
He has. Anthony Pietropalo, number 13, was the one in motion, the Indian Hills receiver. Doesn't have a catch yet. Amatrula trying to keep it on the ground, gives to, that's Miller Singh again. Does not get a whole lot up the middle, and Hunter Freshy's pretty fired up there.
Yeah,
Heights.
Freshy had him around the ankles and was able to track him down after just a gain of about a yard.
Freshy led North Jersey in tackles, 166. What they play? Maybe 11 games because they reached the sectional final? That's a lot.
Had the pleasure of interviewing the Freshy family a couple years ago.
His twin brother was a long snapper, Blake, right?
Yes.
Gain of 1. Ball sits just shy of the 38-yard line, 2nd and 9 for the North, with now 6:30 to go. And if this last drive, what they hope is their last drive, is anything like their first drive, they'd love to just run it all the way down. They ate up most of the first quarter, almost 9 minutes, with their first possession, scored a touchdown on that. Amatrula has the snap, looking left, throwing left, drop there. Medina had it in his hands. Oh, and there's a flag right at the end of the play. All
right,
no
so
hitting.
now,
that could have been for some words.
All right, so listen. Now, the fans in front of us on the south side are a little upset because like they're, hey, let the kids play, let the kids play.
Yep.
You have to know the backstory. You just have to know that in years past, the game's gotten a little out of control at this point in time in the game, and the refs don't want that to happen. They want the game to be played to the end. We want to have a winner.
And so they throw the unsportsmanlike flag on the North right there. It may have been for Medina. Did he spike the ball?
He did. Maybe he did. Maybe so. But just something to be aware of.
Threw the ball to the defender,
threw the ball to the defender, we're told. From a voice from above.
Thank you, Paul Wood. We appreciate that, as we appreciate all of our North Jersey crew. We do have to remember to read the credits tonight. But that won't happen for at least another 6 minutes, 11 seconds.
That's a huge loss here for, we had a discipline mistake by the South. Now we just had a discipline mistake by the North. So,
3rd and 24 is on the scoreboard. That looks about right. I would think the North would try to get at least a chunk of this back. You're working with 2 downs, especially if you can get back into South territory.
I got one for you, though. If you're the South, do you put Salters back in at quarterback?
I don't think there's any question. I mean, he was the one that moved the ball. Here's Amatrula trying to move it. Throwing downfield for Pietropalo. It's overthrown, and there on the coverage is Nick Cialino of Saddlebrook.
Yeah, might have had something there a little bit. Timing was a little off. Just a straight go route.
So 4th and 24 with 6:06 to go. If you trust your defense, you figure, hey, maybe we get another possession.
Well, you don't have a choice. It's 4th and 25,
Yeah.
So it's if it was a little closer, maybe. If you were in their territory, maybe. But I think the decision here is to punt.
Here comes Parrington, and that looks exactly like what they'll do.
Jace Parrington to punt.
So Freshy and Williams once again deep for the South. And Dwight Morrow's Jace Parrington will kick it either to the Hasbrook Heights return man or the Beckton return man. And it's Williams making the catch at the 31-yard line. So
all right, it's all on the line, Mr. Tartaglia.
a tick under 6 to go in an 8-8 game. And they're playing for pride at this point. Again, yes, it looks good, especially if the South can get a victory, have won only 3 of the first 21 meetings. But I understand they get a trophy, too.
There is a trophy, and there is an offensive and defensive MVP, which is voted on by select media. And the
Us?
coaches.
Well, I brought up the trophies because we were talking once again to the Lyndhurst coach Rich Tuero before the game. I think he has one of them, maybe more.
He said he's got two. He's got two of the South Championship trophies.
Well, it will not be Donovan Salters of Lodi.
Lembo.
It'll be the quarterback from the other L team. That's Johnny Lembo here from hometown Lyndhurst, and he's going to run it off to the right side. Nice fake, nice moves. Tripped up by Bratcher around the 38-yard line. Call it a gain of 7.
And if I had a vote for defensive MVP, I think I know who it is. But the offensive MVP is up for grabs right now.
Salters gets another shot. Could be him. Miller Singh actually was listed as a defensive player on the roster, but then going on both sides of the ball tonight. Lembo has the play. Now he's going back into the huddle for a 2nd and 4. Keeping an eye on that clock in a tie game.
South has all 3 timeouts. North took one right before the end of the 3rd quarter ended for a break.
2 receivers split to either side. 2 Lyndhurst players to the near side, but Lembo looks to the right. And the catch is made by DeMalo. Pushed out of bounds there.
So there you go. We were talking about rivalries before. Lyndhurst and Rutherford.
Yep.
There you go.
They opened the COVID season, and I remember watching Lembo run all over the field, but Rutherford ended up winning the game when one Ward brother threw a touchdown to his brother. We approach 5 minutes to go. It is 1st down for the South.
They still have time. They can run their regular offense. You know, it's one of the things that's hard to do too in this All-Star game. You have 2 weeks, 6 practices. How much hurry up can you really put in? You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's the type of thing that you really need to make sure you get the reps for. Otherwise,
it's a mess.
It's a mess, and it's a bunch of false starts. So timeout now for the South. They want to talk things over, make sure they got the right play in there. And again, both sides of the ball. You've got Charlie Trentacosti, still works at Ridgefield. He has coached at Ridgefield. He has coached at Wood Ridge. Stepped down, gave the reins over to Joe Catrola this year, who's on the South staff. The North staff, of course, is Mike Mielo. He's got a couple of head coaches in his corner. Dan Morangi from St. Joseph. Greg Grusdas from Waldwick Midland Park. And Nick Gattuso,
the new coach
a brand new head coach, who's a coordinator at Ramapo for years.
Now at Demarest. Got the Demarest job. We have 2 openings, we were saying before. We have Wallington and Dumont are currently open right now.
No more Rick Bird at Dumont.
Rick Bird has stepped down at Dumont. And Charlie Velez Jr. been promoted to athletic director in Wallington, so that happened last week, so he has stepped down as football coach and softball coach over at Wallington. This always happens this time of year because there's principals that become superintendents and all the changes that happen.
Back to the action on the field. It is a sweep to number 16, Colin Casanelli. There may have been a slight graze of a face mask there as Casanelli gets 3 yards to the 45.
Yeah, Pierce Kelly, right? I mean, this kind of looked like he grazed his face mask and then pulled up from what I saw.
In that case, it would be a 5-yard face mask, which they still have in high school. They did away with in the NFL. I believe it's only 15 yards there. Now let's see how far they mark it off. They gain 3 yards on 1st down. And it is a personal foul face mask. So huge gain in momentum and in field position for the South. They have a 1st and 10 at the North 40-yard line. Lembo's still the quarterback. Jake Shutt and Colin Casanelli are the receivers to the near side. Joe Nudo from Saddlebrook lined up in a tight end position. And that's the direction Lembo's going to run. Takes it right up the middle. Breaks a tackle by Pro. Breaks another tackle. Gets inside the 25. You were saying Johnny Lembo knows his way around this field. And now I really do think the North taking advantage of South taking advantage of a very tired North team.
Right, you see it in the tackling, Greg. You see it in the tackling.
Williams is the back alongside Lembo. They're going to hurry it up, and they're going to run the same play. Lembo from Lyndhurst goes to the right this time. Down to the 20.
More and more, what coach, they call it the turbo package. Greg, it's like, no huddle, go. I mean, there's only like 2 or 3 plays you're going to run. It's a quick, turbo 1, turbo 2, turbo 3. That's the short call.
It's probably about this time the North wishes it had the NASCAR package that the Giants used to have with the opposing speed. But
Right.
yeah, that's not only the same 4 linemen that they've been using all game on defense. A couple of those guys playing both ways, including Martinez. You see him there. Nick Pro from Bergen Field. They are in the interior of that line, but they've been playing on the offensive line all game as well because of the small roster. 3:25 and ticking. Second down for the South from the 20-yard line. Lembo fakes, keeps, breaks up the middle, breaks a tackle and into the end zone for the touchdown. Johnny Lembo, the hometown hero, with a 20-yard touchdown run with 3:14 to go, and the South is back on top. They're on top for the first time today, 14-8.
Yeah, the North looks tired, but that was a heck of a run by Lembo. Showed great acceleration. Big hole opened up on the right side, broke a tackle, ran the 5-yard line. Maybe the last touchdown he'll ever score here at Lyndhurst High School. That has to be a good moment for him. And now the South will go for 2.
As they've been doing all game. And
North-
now they don't have to worry about sending in their offensive lineman, Iker Uzis, to attempt a field goal to make it 11-8. It's 14-8, and they can make it an 8-point lead if they convert this.
Lembo going to FDU, we were told before the game.
FDU Florham, that's the one over by the Jets complex, near Madison. There's a convergence of like 3 different towns there. In Morris County, it's all different zip codes, and just call it FDU Madison, FDU Florham, whatever you like. It is part of the FDU school
Network.
system.
Network.
Yeah, there you go. And a timeout.
I don't think they had the right people in on the play. Nudo.
Yeah, because that was South calling the timeout.
That was Nudo's coming off the bench. They might only had 10 players on the field, actually. So, well, the North will get one more shot at least, Greg.
So far, we've seen for the conversions, the same player that has scored the touchdown is the one who ran in the conversion. Johnny
All right,
Lembo
so
ran
offensive-
for 4 touchdowns during last season.
So offensive MVP vote. Does Lembo now take it from Salters?
That's a good question. I think this conversion could be a tiebreaker because Salters already has 8 points. Let's
right.
see what Lembo does
right.
here. They both moved the South tremendously well.
Good for the South, too. They stuck with their game plan. They had to know they were going to wear the North down. And
Yeah, too many guys on.
Too many guys. Mielo had the right game plan, and it's not over. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they could hit a pass.
Stranger things have happened. Now it's a standard 2-point conversion attempt. Lembo sends Casanelli in motion. He'll take it himself. He'll run it in himself, and now he
Untouched.
has half of the South's points. The 2 is good. It's 16-8 South with 3:14 to go here in the Bergen County All-Star Football game.
Fireworks.
Winter closer plan.
A little early for 4th of July fireworks in town, no?
I was actually driving through Pequannock today. They're having a fireworks night, and it's a week early, so I think it depends on the town. So for the first time today, the South has the lead, and we're looking at a small and frankly kind of tired North team that's going to try and come back. But again, we've said stranger things have happened. It's an all-star game. It's not everybody's into it, but you wouldn't be surprised to see an unusual play, would you?
You would not. I don't know. Now, let's see. We've seen the North threw a halfback pass, right? Threw a halfback pass. South tried to double reverse. It didn't work. But I would think Mr. Mielo has a few trick plays up his sleeve. How often do you think, Greg, like plays are literally being called right now in the huddle? Like, okay, you're gonna,
Drawn in the dirt style?
exactly
Yeah.
right. Like you run the post, you run a corner, that kind of thing. I'm
You
sure
run
it
the
happens.
post corner.
Right.
Something they may need that, some sort of misdirection to open something up. The nice thing is they don't have to worry about the kickoff. Start at their own 25-yard line. So 75 yards stand between the North and potentially tying the game. South taking the lead for the first time all day. A little more than 3 minutes to go.
All right, key here is can the North offensive line hold up?
Amatrula's rolling left, throwing downfield. There's a completion. Looks like Medina has got it very close to the first down marker. And it's going to be a yard short. So 2nd and 1 for the North at the 34-yard line as we approach 3 minutes to go.
At their own 34-yard line.
Again, Amatrula bigger season passing as a junior than he did as a senior, but we've seen him do this before. As now he rolls to the right. Has room, has time, but going to keep it himself as he's chased out of bounds, and that's very close to... I've seen refs throw flags on that before. They did not this time. That's Jaden Nelson of Hasbrook Heights who was the one who got him, and he must have timed that very well. It was a doubly good tackle because it also kept him shy of the first down marker. Ball is on the North 38. 3rd and 2 upcoming.
Well, the first thing North needs to do is get the first down. Get the first down. You can still run the ball.
Timeout remaining.
You can still run the ball.
So they could still run the ball. And I do believe the clock stops to move the chains. We see the trophies getting ready for distribution up here in the press box. It's definitely a pro-South crowd, because let's face it, we are a little bit closer to that area of Bergen County. Lyndhurst players in the game have done well so far. Johnny Lembo scoring a touchdown in the 2-point conversion to give the South its 8-point lead that you see on the scoreboard right now. North trying to come back 3rd and 2 at its own 33-yard line. Charlie Amatrula of Old Tappan is the North quarterback. He's looking, he's throwing, and he's got a completion and a first down across midfield. Making some moves. That's number 29, J.T. Mays. And now we get a late hit flag for out of bounds. And that will set up the North in great position. Can't imagine a play going better than that other than if he would have taken it to the house. J.T. Mays of St. Joe's, one of 3 Green Knights playing in the game.
They're getting 15 more yards.
And another one kind of pressed into two-way action because of just the small roster for the South. J.T. Mays, a huge catch there. Devin Miller-Singh has all 8 points so far for the North, which trails by 8, but now has 2:51 to go, and the ball on the South 35.
First and 10.
This game may not be over yet. What am I saying? We know the game's over. There's
North has
2:51 to go.
North has shown some real guts here, Greg. North has really shown some guts. Amatrula's played real well. Played his heart out.
Yes, Devin Miller-Singh is the running back behind him, and Miller-Singh will take the handoff.
Good.
He's got 1 touchdown already. He's dragged down by Hunter Freshy near the 25.
Great play call. You have plenty of time. You spread the field. South is thinking you're going to pass. And you just run belly up the middle, and Devin Singh gets you 9 yards. Now it's 2nd and 1. The full playbook is open to you. There's still plenty of time. Everybody panics when they see the clock. There's still lots of time.
We're less than 2.5 minutes now as Amatrula rolls to
He's
the
got
left.
room. He's got room.
And he's got room to pass as well, as once again he hits Mays. And this time Mays takes it out of bounds along the left sideline near the 13.
Ooh, are we coming down to a 2-point conversion to settle it?
Could be. And I'll tell you what, these St. Joseph players stepping up here at the end. I think St. Joseph, the only one of the big 3, 4, 6, whatever you want to call them, represented here today. We didn't have any Bergen Catholic or Don Bosco players. The Green Knights making some noise here on this final drive with 2:15 to go. First down for the North. Ball is spotted at the 14-yard line of the South. Again, Charlie Amatrula has played the entire second half at quarterback. Waldwick Midland Park's Russell Pig, injured in the first half, has not been able to return. But he's got to like what he sees out of his North teammates, who have driven the length of the field in a little less than a minute. Amatrula hands off again for Miller-Singh. He's got some space that closes quickly right after he gets over the 10-yard line.
I think that was Justin Wexler in on the tackle there, leading the charge for the South.
The spot is at the 10.
Still have plenty of time. North has one timeout left.
It will be second, we'll call it 2nd and 6 because the marker is just beyond the 5-yard line. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. Amatrula takes the snap. The righty rolls left. No, he's going to keep it. Tuck it. Run. Evades a tackler near the 5, and then he's swamped out of bounds right near the marker.
I tell you, the Danzu kid from Hackensack stayed on his block even when Amatrula rolled out, and he made that play. He gave him the room to make something happen. The one thing I got to say is a turnover here in the North is sunk because they only have the one timeout. They won't get the ball back. So this is the ball game. We do have a player down all the way on the far side.
So the referee is standing just
right
outside of the 5.
Right
they needed to get inside the 5 to get the first down. We cannot see who it is. Scanning the field to see if maybe it's Amatrula, which would be a
that would
enormous
not be
development.
good. That would be a big blow. You could put Medina in.
You could. The nice
and
thing is
it is Amatrula. Good call by you, Greg. Now you're on your third quarterback, but Medina's a running back playing quarterback for the most part. And is it third down? All right, now this is a lot going on now. It's
first we got to figure out the down.
3rd and 2, right at the 6.
We can tell you minute 37 to go. That's all that's left in this 22nd Bergen County All-Star football game. So Russell Pig from Waldorf Midland Park injured in the first half. In fact, I saw him bringing over water to the guys just now. Charlie Amatrula was hurt along a sideline, and even if he can stay in the game, he may have to come out for at least one play.
He cannot come back in for a play. I would assume that rule applies.
So you have Andrew Medina, who did throw for 1,000 yards at New Milford last year.
Miller Singh lines up in the Wildcat.
Which is something he's done earlier this game.
Miller Singh lining up in the Wildcat.
Alongside Miller Singh is Keenan Chiku. Hey, he threw 28 passes for Dwight Morrow this year, so maybe we don't know who's going to get this ball.
The yellow call a trick play right here? No, I think this is Miller Singh right off the tackle.
3rd and 2, go with the sure bet. The man ordered is the touchdown. No, it's Keenan Chiku. And he gets over the first down line, tackled by the interior of the south line, but now it'll be 1st and goal.
I think he's around the 3-yard line. Clock stops while they put up the stick. Now it's running.
Nice run by Keenan Cheek. I remember Keenan Cheek having a pretty good junior season at Dwight Morrow. They graduated Jalen Hoyle, the quarterback, who went to Virginia Tech. Quarterback, defensive back, everything. Maroon Raiders were a lot younger this year, and, of course, they had that flood at their field, which meant they couldn't play at their home field this season. But Cheek still persevered. Ran for 266 yards and a pair of touchdowns. And yes, he did throw for 76 yards this year. He's in the backfield alongside Devin Miller Singh of St. Joseph. Where's the ball going to go?
A lot of time off the clock right there.
Yeah, 47 seconds and ticking. Miller Singh takes left, cuts upfield. He's in the end zone. The ball's in the end zone, but did he fumble?
No signal by the ref over there. No signal by the ref on the goal line. Mielo's got his hands up.
That they have the ball, and so do the refs.
Mielo wants a touchdown. They're saying it's a fumble.
Fumble at the goal line.
The South is celebrating. Don't let this get out of control.
Nick Cialino of Saddlebrook is down there. He's the one, number 2, that's gesturing to everybody. Tommy Lee Manaya being pulled back. And some waving going on, but I think they've separated them enough that that's going to be it.
Well, I had no view whatsoever, Greg.
No, I'm going to be interested to go back and look at this on our NorthJersey.com broadcast and see if we can pick up what actually happened and who recovered the fumble, and find out if Miller Singh was down short of the goal line.
Oh, now the refs are talking.
Yeah, I just saw Keenan Cheek jumping up and down like they got the ball back.
Whoa.
Any of our friends from Clifton standing in the end zone, maybe with a camera phone? Too soon?
Lord.
It's not an entirely dissimilar situation.
Hank is saying it's a touchdown.
if he crossed the plane, it has to be a touchdown.
It is a touchdown. Holy smokes. Touchdown is called.
Devin Miller Singh.
Okay, now listen. Let's give our audience some perspective again. The Group 5 regional final changed on a goal line fumble between Clifton and East Orange. It looked like a Clifton touchdown. They went to instant replay. They couldn't tell. We had lots of photographic evidence that it was a touchdown for Clifton. East Orange ended up winning. I give the refs a ton of credit here for talking it through and making the tough call here.
Because they don't have replay.
They don't have replay, and they did at the Clifton game. There was no call. So a shout out to this refereeing crew. I have to say, and we're going to have a timeout. We can talk about this a little more. Our vantage point here in the press box is not perfect, but it looked like a touchdown. I mean, he looked like he was.
Yes.
It looked like he was in. I mean, it really looked like he was in.
I saw him diving into the yellow part of the field, which is the end zone.
A big crowd.
And you can't miss it because Lyndhurst is bright
Correct.
gold.
But again, I want to say props to the refs for talking about it. And apparently one of them came over and said, no, it was a touchdown. You know what I mean? I had a view. Now, with the Clifton East Orange play, there was no view.
Nobody had a view except for one guy with a camera phone in the end zone, and it's just really
correct.
Vel's knee down over the line.
Now,
and you know what? That's not. You can use that as after-the-fact evidence, but it's not enough to change the outcome of the game.
Now, I will now get on my soapbox though and say, so what did New Jersey do after all that happened?
What did they do?
They got rid of instant replay.
Of course.
They don't want, because, and I think it's a totally short-sighted decision because people like us, NorthJersey.com, and everybody else with their camera phones will have video of these plays that'll be posted before the game is over.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the refs. We can't play without them. They do a great job, but they make mistakes. I make mistakes.
Well, Amatrula's back in the game, so he was shaken up before that play, before that 4-yard Devin Miller Singh touchdown run. Miller Singh now gets the call on the 2-point conversion and scores.
He's definitely
We're
in.
tied with 37 seconds to go. St. Joseph's Devin Miller Singh has all 16 points for the North, who has drawn even with the South here with 37 seconds to play.
With 37 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, our score.
Well, pretty good football game broke out.
It did, and you know what? I think someone has taken the lead in the race for offensive MVP.
Well,
now, if you want to give one award to each side, if we're going to say, hey, maybe Miller's the offensive award and you give the defensive player to the South, we have a few places to go, and I think the first place you look is Tommy Minaya, who's got 2 sacks, definitely 3 tackles for loss. I don't know. We'll talk about that later.
The South All-Stars will start this drive. First and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
All right, Billy Ritchie in at quarterback for the South. It'll be up to him.
And the Wallington Panther can sling it.
They have 2 timeouts left. They don't have a kicker, though. I mean, it's touchdown or bust. Boy, you don't want to.
Well, they got a short-range kicker. Iker Bouzis.
Don't want to throw an interception,
for North
though.
Arlington this year. Going way deep is Ritchie and overthrows everybody, but had some good speed out there. Jake Shuck trying to catch up to it. Now 32 seconds left to play. From a totally impartial perspective, I think it might be fitting for this game to end in high. They have not had one yet in the first 21 editions of the Bergen County All-Star Clash.
Second and 10.
Ball resting on the South 25-yard line. South a tremendous drive to take their first lead of the game with 3:14 to go. And sure enough, the North responded right back, tying things up with 37 ticks on the clock. Of course, that last play for the South only took 5 seconds.
Taking a long time in the huddle here.
And South still has 2 timeouts remaining, so whole playbook pretty much open for them. Normally, I look for the defensive backfield referee to start waving the arm if they're getting close to the
we haven't had
play
that
clock.
all game. I think that's loosely interpreted here.
So here's Ritchie throwing
they tried the hook and ladder.
completing They tried the hook
They
and
were
lateral,
trying the hook
but,
and ladder.
All they got was the hook. And it's a first down to Shea Wilby Hyman of Garfield.
He was going to pitch it to, you saw it too, Greg.
Yep.
Yeah, he was going to pitch it to Nudo.
Hook, yes. Lateral, no. But a first down for the South at their own 38, and a spike by Ritchie with 23 seconds to play.
They didn't really need to do that right there, but that's okay. Took a second off the clock.
I think the clock stops to move the chains, and then it starts up again once they do, so.
This is again like a team in week 6 of the regular season would have been on the line with a with a play.
So we're all even. 23 seconds away, potentially, from the first tie in this game's history. But the South looking to change that as they are 62 yards away from a possible winner with Billy Ritchie at quarterback.
Ooh, stunt.
Ritchie has time, keeps his eyes downfield. He's done great with that all day. Unleashes
Way
the long
overthrown.
run. It's over, everybody. He was looking for his high school teammate, Colin Casanelli.
Wingster with a good little stunt. Brought pressure. That's probably against the rules, honestly.
Yeah, but Wingster, yet another defensive standout in this game. Some of these guys are going to college. For some of them, it's the last time they'll ever put on a high school football. Well, it's the last time they'll all put on a high school football uniform.
Sure.
Some of them, it's their last organized game ever.
Yeah, that's something that's come out a lot when I've covered this game in years past. Something why the kids play. Like one more.
He was the target of the attempted hook and lateral.
Pro's going to
go. Scrambling, pressure, and finally cannot get away from Pierce Kelly.
Nick Pro finally was able to make a play.
And that play took long enough that the game is now over. Clock has ticked down to 0.
Let's shake it up, boys. Do Bergen County proud.
And a fitting end. The final score of the 22nd Bergen County All-Star football game is the North 16 and the South 16. First time we've ever had a tie in this rivalry.
I hear some people in the crowd asking for overtime, but safety reasons, come on. It was a lot of fun.
It really is like a preseason game, It's fun. People love to play. That's why you play it. But you know what? The outcome doesn't necessarily matter in the end. So we're going to start to wrap up our broadcast here on NorthJersey.com. We do have to thank our entire crew, Mike Pedagano, Paul Wood Jr., Miguel Fernandez,
Hey, good job, guys.
and Caitlin Balasagan from Freehold Township. Another good bowling school. We've had enough of those references today. The final score from this football game is the North 16 and the South 16. For Darren Cooper, I'm Greg Tartaglia for NorthJersey.com. Please keep in tune and in touch with everything that's going on with the Varsity Aces on Twitter, @Varsity Aces. And on NorthJersey.com, you can also find information on Tuesday night's North Jersey Sports Awards ceremony, which will be taking place at Passaic County Tech. But that's all for here from Joseph Pola Field in Lyndhurst. And we are now announcing the players of the game.
Hey, man, good job. Good job.
Number 10, Donovan Salters of Huron.
So there you have the offensive MVP going to South quarterback Donovan Salters of Lodi. Listen in for the...
For the North All-Stars, number 17, Kyle Bratcher, Park Ridge High School.
Bratcher coming up with an interception, great pass coverage all night, couple good tackles, and a great finale for the high school careers of all these players. Once again, the final, North 16, South 16. That's all from the 22nd Bergen County All-Star football game here in Lyndhurst. Once again, for Darren Cooper, I'm Greg Tartaglia for NorthJersey.com. Have a good night from the Varsity Aces.